Yo, here we go. This is the second video of the day. I wanted to get some content to come out for today and not just cover something that people have already seen, like the image that I've already made my header. This is my Twitter account, The Last of Us HBO series. So I have a Twitter account only about The Last of Us, but my YouTube is for everything, even though I only talk about The Last of Us mainly. That's just because it seems to have the most news. So I wanted to go down here because yesterday, very excitingly, I realized that they were shooting the HBO down the street from me, The Last of Us. Crazy, because I biked by this area to go to work, and I noticed the street was cut off, and there was police around, and at first I wasn't sure if it was a construction thing. Then I noticed more and more people there, and people with vests sitting around, standing in certain areas. But I was like, this can't be The Last of Us, because I thought they were already done by now, and then I thought that maybe they were in Olds or whatever, because I was seeing pictures of Bella and Pedro at some type of camp. And then someone else I was talking to on Twitter was actually telling me that yesterday Bella and Pedro were in another part of the city shooting something in the northwest. This is in the southwest, down now where I live in Sinalta, right on Pump House Ave. So pretty much all of Pump House Ave, which isn't a street that people really drive on much anyways, was filled with production. And this isn't everything that I managed to get, but I managed to get some pictures. First off, yes, these are just stunt doubles. These are not Pedro or Bella. I couldn't really tell at first. But yeah, I was trying to bike through just to go home. And they actually had the little path that I biked through to cross the train tracks blocked off. And yeah, but I was standing there and I was like, I'm not annoyed about being blocked off, because normally I would be, because most people are. But I was like, this is probably Last of Us. And then I saw the red shirt and the backpack, and I was like, oh my god. And they're literally like less than a minute from my place. Like, I stuck around right then and there to get some stuff. Then I went home and came back because, like I said, I was super close. So I just walked down the other side of the fence across the train tracks, because there's no one on the other side of the fence down where I was, like blocking people from shooting things. So I could I had a super good angle, and I was totally open, and no one was telling me to stop. And I mean, if I thought that I was in the shot in any way, I would get out of the way. I wasn't there to be a jerk, and I wasn't talking, I wasn't yelling at them. I mean, before they were shooting, I was biking by, and I yelled out, "I love you, Pedro," but I could tell that it wasn't him. I saw the person's face pretty good. It does look a lot like him, even from the side. I wasn't 100% sure, but here you can kind of see that it's not him, just because Pedro has a pretty distinct nose. And here's the Ella double. So yeah, so here is I was shooting right through the chain link, so I was able to block out the chain link fence getting in the shot and messing up the focus. But yeah, you can see some more old vehicles, and these are all trees that almost look like they belong there, but because this area itself is already kind of beaten up. Like I said, I bike through this little area all the time on the way to go to work or to go along the Bow River Trail, and most of this area kind of already looks like what it looks like. But I mean, they could have walked on the train tracks. I mean, I'm surprised they just didn't walk down the tracks. Maybe that was a little bit too cliche, because they were walking right next to it, and the entire shot was just them kind of walking from behind, and then they would look at each other and then kind of keep walking. So people who I posted this on Reddit were saying that could likely be the very last shot of the entire show, of them right after Joel saves Ellie. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't played the game. But yeah, there's the last shot of the show where would be last shot of the game is where they're walking off into Jackson, Wyoming, which I don't remember, because I played the game, but I don't really remember it that well. I played it once, and I just remember them driving off in a car. Joel was all like, "Ugh, what have I done?" But I guess the car broke down and they kept walking. I don't remember that part, but This is just some guy setting up the shot, more shots of the broken down vehicles. I actually took a lot more pictures, but this is a pretty decent shot of the stunt doubles who are just standing around, hanging around, waiting for action to be called. So here, yeah, I managed to get a pretty sweet shot of the drone camera that they're using, which was pretty cool to see because it's a pretty fancy. I mean, I don't really know what drone cameras are like these days or how good they are, but this would probably be the highest end of what you could get for a drone camera these days. But you get a good look at it here, and it's got like a DSLR camera on the end, likely a Canon or a Nikon. And it's just interesting to see they would choose to go with a drone filming, which I guess I'm sure is a lot more cost effective than setting up a crane shot. Not that they haven't been doing that, because almost every set that I've been at, there's a crane there somewhere. But this is, likely the last shot of the show. Supposedly, right now, this time of day yesterday, Pedro and Bella were in another part of the city shooting something else. But this could be the last shot of the game where they're just kind of walking on towards Jackson. Because when I was watching them film, the two doubles would just kind of stop and look at each other, as if to say, kind of like, "All right, here we go. We're gonna do this thing," and then they keep walking on. And I could see that being the last shot where it fades out and the camera pans up a bit more towards wherever they're going, because beyond the actors was just the city of Calgary, which isn't much interesting to look at. But there was no blue screens in front of them to mat out all that stuff and put in a different looking city. So I'll be very curious to see how that turns out in the end, because they were just filming the rest of the city and more grass and trees beyond them, so there was no blue screen or green screen. So they're probably going to digitally remove lots of stuff, but it's interesting to see that they're just going to do it that way without using a green screen or a blue screen. There's just another shot that I managed to get. There's just them walking along. From afar, it does look a lot like Bella and Pedro. But this guy's, I don't know, just from the hair I can kind of tell, because from all the shots that I've seen recently, Pedro's hair is a little longer. Or maybe he's wearing a wig, I don't know. But as you can see, it's literally just them walking to a spot and then going back and doing it again. And all the crew and stuff is over here. But it was kind of nuts, like to finally get so close to the set and be able to shoot something, and it's just down the street from me. And I still couldn't get a shot of the actors, and that's what's made me more sad than anything. Is the entire time that they've been shooting here, I've never managed to get my own shot of any of the actors. So that's boo on me, because I'm sure there were days I could have went somewhere, but I either missed out or forgot, because I heard they were shooting in downtown again, and I missed out on that. Because I guess, according to the DGC website, they're supposed to finish shooting like 2 days ago or something, but they finished yesterday. And this may not be news, I'm sure, people, but this is just a shot of the stunt double, and even the stunt double's backpack is, game perfect. I mean, I don't see everything that's on here. I'm not really seeing this little biohazard symbol, but the little purple eye thingy that's hanging off the back of Ellie's backpack in the game is right there, and it's the same spot too. So the shirt, the t-shirt. She's wearing the t-shirt with the black underneath. So the attention to detail and accuracy to the game, I feel like it's going to be the most accurate depiction in a show or a film yet. Like, they're dressing the exact same. They found actors that look like them a lot, even though I don't think Bella looks like Ellie at all. But I don't think that matters, because she's going to be a good actress. Okay, but that's it. That's it for this video. That's a wrap. As Craig Mason says here that I retweeted on my Twitter account, it's a wrap. The Last of Us HBO show is officially wrapped. Unless they do any reshoots, probably not. But it's a shame I couldn't get a proper picture of the actual actors. And it's kind of crazy that the last day of filming, they're literally shooting just down the street from me. but I still can't get a shot of the actors. But I got a pretty darn clear shot of the doubles, so that's pretty cool. But thanks for watching, guys. Please share this, and please play video games. The Last of Us is an amazing series. It's being remade. I could care less about that. I'm not going to play it, but it's still a great game. Thanks for watching.